Hello, it is Samuel, and I just want to say a quick word before we get into today's episode of the podcast. As you will hear a little bit later on, we had some issues with our setup today, which resulted in the video file that we had for today's episode being corrupted. Thankfully, we still had the audio, so John has put together a little bit of a video to go along with our podcast episode today. So I hope you still enjoy it. There will be our logo and little bits and bobs here and there, screen grabs and such. But you can check out our past podcasts, our past videos and things on our channel here. You can also check out the audio-only version of our podcast anywhere that you can get your podcasts, on Spotify, etc. So do feel free to do that as well. Thank you so much for joining us for today's episode, and I hope you enjoy it. This is On Our Desk.
Hello.
Yeah, so this is obviously a bit different. This is I am in John's house.
Yes.
The upstairs of John's house, the fabled loft that we talked about in the last episode.
My home office stroke den stroke whatever else we want to call it. We've quite a few names for it at the moment. Yeah,
but it's a very cozy space. These I know we have stuff to talk about, but these beanbags, I did mention to you, these beanbags are some of the comfiest beanbags. Everything else will come across to you guys about how nice this room is, but these beanbags, unless you've sat in them, you don't know how comfy these are. They're so comfy. But yeah, so it's a new year. It's what, 2022?
Or when we're recording it, it's still before Christmas.
It's still before Christmas right now, but for you guys and for us in the future, it's the new year. So actually, as we're recording this, let's do it this way. What things are you excited for in 2022?
Let's hope for better situation with the pandemic. That's what I'm hoping for in 22. Don't know, just a year to settle down, I think.
Yeah.
Past couple of years have been mental.
Yeah, very much so. And I feel like it's a bit scary at the minute, looking at the news and stuff. The things are a bit crazy, but yeah, I feel like it'll be one of those years where every year we've said, oh, it's going to get better this year, and I don't know if I'm scared to say that again, but yeah, I suppose.
Yeah.
We deal in positivity over here. This is we're going to be positive. It's going to be a good year.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's I was meaning to say about resolutions and stuff, and I don't know, do you guys as a family do resolutions?
Not really. I sort of gave up. I think my best one so far, we normally never do resolutions, but I did one sort of half jokingly last year, and I did keep it up for a good bit of the year until my legs started getting sore, was the walking. I had started it a wee bit the year before with the lockdown, and then decided, I'll keep it going, and I sort of said to myself at the new year, this jokingly would be a resolution to sort of stay active, and I don't know, it sort of was okay.
It's because I remember, obviously because of lockdown and stuff like that, we went for a bunch of walks and stuff whenever we were allowed to because of, I feel like we forget how lockdown things were for a while, but whenever we were allowed to, we went for walks and stuff, and it was really good to kind of try and stay active, and it gave us a chance to catch up as well. Obviously with trying to do the podcast more regularly, now we have more of a chance to kind of keep catching up, and obviously keep catching up with you guys as well.
And I'm hoping to use this space a wee bit more for both of us, because the moment with the way things are, actually we're probably safer here than we're going to a coffee shop or something. Right, I need to charge my MacBook apparently before we lose video in this stream.
That's okay. You can go do that, and I will I will keep our our listeners entertained oh, you've got a wireless mic.
I have a
course.
wireless mic anyway. I pulled out the
you're just gone. You're away.
fancy microphone. Just need the charging cable.
But yeah, it's so that was your kind of your resolution, well, sort of resolution of sorts. For me, I was chatting to a friend, and yeah, if you're listening to this, Jack, you will know who you are. I was chatting to a friend last year about the idea of like how I kept failing at resolutions, and I never really officially did resolutions. I never sat down and made a big list and tried to keep a bunch of things, but he gave me this idea, and it came from another podcast. I cannot remember the name of the podcast, but I will put I will put the name and the link to that podcast in the description and in the episode description and stuff. As soon as I find it. I feel bad that I can't remember it, but I will get it.
Hello, it is Samuel jumping back in again, interrupting to say that the name of the podcast I forgot was Cortex Synaptic Transmissions. It is an awesome podcast. Check them out on Relay FM. Check them out on anywhere you get your podcasts, Spotify, Anchor, Apple Podcast, wherever. They are an awesome listen, and I highly recommend you check them out. But back to On Our Desk.
But it was this idea of, instead of having resolutions, having a theme throughout the year. And the idea of a theme is you can never like fail your theme. Your theme is always either you're just kind of getting closer to it or getting like a little further away from it, but always to kind of try to get closer to it again. Yeah. So this past year, my theme, just because of how kind of confusing everything had been, was the idea of like clarity and trying to like be, you know, like focused and keeping things clear and not confusing things, because I overthink things a lot. Yeah. And so that was my kind of theme throughout this year. And looking back on it, I feel like the times when I remembered that was my theme for the year, it was really good. And then I would like let myself forget about it for like a couple of weeks, and then I would come back to it and like remember to try and stay focused and to like not let myself overthink about things. And I feel like that was really helpful this year in the middle of just so much confusion.
So one of the sayings mom keeps saying to me is stay focused on your work, and like that is something that we all need to sort of have, is that focus on where we are now and also where we need to be with things. And kind of that's the other thing that kind of ties into it as well, having that kind of a focus not just on what's happening at the moment, but on the future as well, and where we this has become another philosophy.
This is a massive like philosophical discussion now. This has just turned into like this is not what I
of our on our desk and about what we're doing and what our desk setups and all are like. But sometimes it's something that needs to be discussed. Like.
Yeah, definitely. And I feel like it's something that's kind of relatable for everybody as well. Like. But yeah, so basically where I was going with that was I have absolutely no idea what my theme is for this incoming year. That's kind of where I'm going with this. And so that will become apparent as the year goes on. Maybe I'll talk about it again at some point whenever I figure it out. But I'm not sure. I'm not sure yet.